Good morning, everyone. Isaac here. So I wanted to make a quick video addressing a huge issue that I've noticed regarding communication and terminology surrounding sexuality and gender identity. What I'm talking about is that there is a huge discrepancy in how differing people use much of that terminology, such as LGBT+, homosexual, heterosexual, bisexual, transgender, gender dysphoria, etc. The huge gap I'm talking about mostly exists as a tension between sexually normal people, and I'm using that terminology loosely, but I mean that they have no abnormalities regarding their sex or gender identity, they're cisgender and heterosexual. There is a tension between sexually normal people who are religiously conservatives and how people that actually consider themselves LGBT use that terminology. If you use some of that terminology to someone who is religiously conservative, then it means that you are actively engaging in a lifestyle associated with that term. For example, if you say that you're a homosexual, it means you're actively pursuing a relationship with people of the same sex. Or if you say that you're trans or gender dysphoric, it means you're actively seeking sex change procedures. Let me be very clear here. Those terms are not intended to denote behavior. They are only meant to imply personal feelings. They do not make any implications regarding an individual's behavior based on their feelings, nor do they make any implications regarding an individual's moral opinions on those feelings. If someone is gay, then they are gay whether or not they believe it's a sin and choose not to follow that lifestyle, or if they do choose to engage in that lifestyle. Therefore, you can absolutely be an abstinent LGBT person. I have heard some respond to this by saying, that's like saying I'm an abstinent thief, murderer, or adulterer. It's making an implication of what you were before Christ transformed you. It's letting terms other than Christ define you. That is false, and that could not be further from the truth. All of those terms that I just mentioned are meant to describe active behavior. The terms that describe sexuality are not verbs. They are not verbs. They do not describe what you are choosing to do. We use terms to describe an inherent state of being, not what someone chooses to do about that inherent state of being. That is a very simple concept, and I'm not going to debate this issue. If you want to debate it, then you can take it up with the individuals who define terms in respected dictionaries and publish the aforementioned dictionaries. If you still don't understand that the terms are meant to imply your state of being and your feeling and do not describe behavior based on those feelings, that is your problem, not mine. By your logic, if someone says that they are heterosexual but are not married, then that must imply they are engaging in fornication or adultery. Obviously, that's not the case because all the term implies is their attraction to the opposite sex, not how they choose to behave. It's the exact same thing with all of those other terms. I get that some people find LGBT behavior icky and gross, like how we find waste products produced and expelled by organisms gross, but it doesn't matter. LGBT people are made in the image of God, and God is always calling them to take up their cross and follow Him.